my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play.
Yes, indeed. I want to welcome you to the dynamic. Sorry, I want to, let me just make a little adjustment here. Right. I want to welcome you to the dynamic hour. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to deliberate, to converse using radio and social media to really have that meaningful engagement with technology bringing us so close. You don't have to be in Grenada to listen to me or to view me. You don't have to be in Carriacou to get the program or listen to the program on the radio. You can be anywhere around the world. You will get Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM, and also Wild 106.3 FM out there in New York. So technology is helping us to connect very easily. So I want to encourage those on Facebook, as usual, share the live. Sharing is caring. When you share the live, you give your colleagues, your friends the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. So I want to encourage you. You're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, share the live. I want to start off this morning by saying there are some people who don't understand politics, but they are the first to open their mouth and talk. And they believe that they're intelligent, they believe that they're smart. So hear this. Our beloved Prime Minister was invited to St. Lucia by the current Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre. And it was a party convention, just as Keith Mitchell went to St. Vincent some time back in a convention there, just as the late Mitchell of St. Vincent came to Grenada at a convention. And we can go on and on. Political leaders, prime ministers, they visit different countries as guest speakers, featured speakers, and so on. Or guest speaker to do the feature address, or, that's kind of normal. So he was invited to St. Lucia to address the St. Lucia Labour Party. The UWP is the opposition party in St. Lucia. And they don't like that. They don't like that. They're angry. They're bitter. But they have followers. So they have supporters who are angry, who are bitter, who would condemn, who would say all manner of stuff to make the SLP look bad, right? And if the UWP invite a guest speaker to their convention, the SLP people will get angry and they would put out all kind of stuff out there. It's the politics of the Caribbean. You cannot run away from that reality. But our prime minister was in a political environment. So he spoke. And the folks here in Grenada who were badly beaten at the polls, they were defeated. They want anything to grab onto, to run with, because nothing is sticking for them. Nothing is helping them to gain popularity or to gain likability or to be relevant. Nothing. So they are grabbing on to snippets, excerpts of the meeting, of that address. The Prime Minister, our beloved Prime Minister, was very frank, very real. And that's the beautiful thing. He was speaking from the heart. So there is this individual with a talk program or talk show program in St. Lucia. It is not popular. I looked at the program twice since the Prime Minister addressed the folks Sunday. I looked at it twice. The viewership is really, really poor, extremely poor. So you had people like, Hamlet Mac usual, suspect, WPG 10, the Bob Report, usual. These folks, in my belief, they only want to paint some bad picture, in my belief, of our beloved Prime Minister. So they would follow him around just to pull out something that would make him sound in a kind of way or to bring across a certain message. They would not play the whole speech. They would not, um, highlight the positive things that are happening in Grenada. They are not interested in that. That is why their viewership is so poor. That is why their listenership and their viewership is so poor. You look at the Bob Report with Kellon Bob. I mean, he has been in this business for so long, but yet still he's not able to find his way within the media landscape in Grenada or regionally or internationally. He just cannot get that kind of following. So the viewership is extremely poor. Mikey Live, for example, if you looked at it last night, you would feel sorry for the guy. Then you listen to the Plead Your Cause program on WFM, same callers every morning, calling as though they have the monopoly on ideas. Same callers every single morning. And most of them, they are bitter. They supported the NNP, the majority of them, and the NNP lost the election. They are bitter, they're jealous, they're envious, and you're seeing it coming out. You're hearing it in their voice. So that program is a dying breed. A dying breed. People don't listen to that program like before when Jericho was on and so on. Same old rubbish every morning, right? Anne-Marie Aban will call and talk for a long, long time, saying the same old stupidness over and over and over again. Clifford Bridgman will call and talk rubbish many a times. Then you would have the usual guy, chatters on the streets. He sung so unintelligent and dumb, you would call every morning. Chatters on the streets and the chatters on the streets. Rubbish. Then Kami will call and talk a rubbish. Then Potames, a Panames, Devon Romain, who is up north running his mouth most times on that station, pushing that agenda. He will call and good morning, Mr. Duncan, and good morning, Mr. And good morning to you. Rubbish, dotishness every morning. They call talking, mess most times. And then you would have, Teacher Mary, she would call and, but the usual bitter people, NNP sympathizers, many of them, same every morning. So tomorrow morning you hear the same people call that program. So it's just, one set of people calling, saying the same stupidness. They bitter, they angry, they were defeated at the polls, and that is what you get, right? But they don't track the listenership. They don't monitor. They don't do polls. They don't do nothing to find out whether or not their program is viable, right? They just believe that it's viable. They believe that people are listening to it. They believe just, but you go around in the morning time on buses and vehicles and shops and so on. You don't hear that program that much. You don't. There was a time when everywhere you turn, people used to listen to that program when Rico was there. You don't get that anymore. You see? Then you have the Sheldon Scott guy in the night. Then you have, the whole list of podcasters who trying something. Some of them, they have been rejected. There is one, he used to be a police. Uh, he did something and they just fire him. They've gotten rid of him. Because some of these folks, they're not as you think they are, right? And you know what he did? He got kicked out of the force. And then there's another one, what that mosquito only coming in front of me, again, they bigger and they bop and spray that mosquito. So I am simply saying they trying, but they're not able to gain foothold in this environment, in this space. They're not able to attract listeners or viewers, and they're all dying breeds. Just check it out. I don't need to tell you that. Just check it out for yourself. All what they try, they fail. But this is simple politics 101. You have two main parties in St. Lucia. The St. Lucia Labour Party, they won the election. And the United Workers' Party, they lost the election. Just like in Grenada, you have the NDC and you have the NNP. NDC won the election, NNP lost the election. So the NNP will grab onto anything to see if they can paint a bad light or a bad picture of the NDC. Right? Same thing in St. Lucia. So what you hear they're running with and talking about there and so on, it is just the St. Lucia opposition who trying to create something and their supporters. But that is kind of expected. It's not unusual. It's expected. That is why the NNP, for example, here, they don't tell you anything good about Grenada. They don't tell you about the good things that are happening in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. No, they have no interest in that. Every time they open their mouth is about something bad, something negative, something that they want to criticize, something they want to oppose, something they want to disrupt. That is how they are troublemakers. The NNP MPs and so on, in my belief, they are troublemakers. They are disruptors and obstructors, in my belief. They don't want Grenada to advance and to build and to transform. They don't want that for Grenada. They want Grenada to be on its knees because they believe if Grenada is on its knees, then the people are going to call back for them. But they're the ones, in my belief, undermining, right? Causing all the chaos and confusion so that they would come out heroic. And you'll find that in nearly every facet, every situation in life here. You have people, if you remember in classrooms, they would steal your stuff and still come and help you look for it. And then when they realize you're going to corner them, then they will find it. And you will see them as the hero. Because you are unaware that they are guilty of that, doing that to you. You then thank them, you give them a malt, you give them this, you give them that, because you believe they found that thing for you. But they stole it. They stole it, right? They stole it. And they're still helping you look for it. So I am saying to you, we have a situation like that in this country. They are creating the anarchy, the chaos, the disruption. They want bad things to happen to Grenada. They want the bad news. And they have some media outfits who will toe their line, who will push that kind of agenda in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Don't believe that we are up against some group of people who don't have the resources to undermine our democracy or to undermine the whole transformation agenda. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the connection because they have been there for a long time. They know what to do, how to do it, to undermine what's going on in the country. They have not been successful to date because the Grenadian people are totally on the side of this administration. But they have the resources and they're trying very hard to achieve that, to undermine what is happening in the country. They find it's too good for Grenada. Why should Grenada get $100 million loan from the Saudi Arabia Development Fund, from the Saudi Fund, Development Fund? at an interest rate of 1.5% because they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it when they were in power. They couldn't get it. So they're angry. But you know what's amazing? Not only Grenada that got concessionary loans from the Saudi Development Fund, other Caribbean islands too. Other Caribbean islands, some of them got it at higher interest rates. But because of the good negotiating skills of our Prime Minister, we were able to get it for way less. And the relationship he forged. So when they talk about he traveling, and what he bring back, well, he brought back 100 million US dollars in concessionary loan that he received from Saudi Arabia. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. He brought back an investment that someone made of $3 million. $3 million given to, I think it is a school or some community or something like that. So he's out there working for people. He's not stupid. If he remains here, how would he be able to forge relationships and get things out of this country? Look at St. Vincent. Ralph Gonsalves is going to Saudi Arabia with a huge delegation. Same thing with Dominica, same thing with all the Trinidad, Keith Rowley, and all of them. They're going to the CARICOM summit, the Saudi Arabia CARICOM summit. All of them, they're going with a huge delegation. So in Grenada, because the NNP, they have become so petty that they want something bad to come out of everything. They would run their mouth, bomb their gum, but they don't understand that the other Caribbean islands are doing the same thing to advance, to get resources for their people. That's where the money lies. That's where the money is. That's where you have to go, right? So don't worry with them too much. They are bitter, they're angry, and we just have to remain focused. Our Prime Minister continues to fly our flag high. Our people are happy with him. The Caribbean people are happy with him. Look, we know that the NNP, they're angry, they're bitter, and they're going to be so forever, for a long time. For a long time. But let me feature our beloved Prime Minister when he speaks about, the travels and what he achieved.
One final thing. You just came back from St Lucia, the place. This one was all right?
No. So let me be clear. I had a meeting in the United Kingdom, primarily Grenadians in the diaspora. So I would have attended a gala on the Saturday night, and then we would have had a town hall with Grenadians who reside in the United Kingdom. In addition to that, I would have met with the then Undersecretary for from the Foreign Office, Minister David Rutley, who is in a sense primarily responsible for foreign relations with the CARICOM member states. I would have met, as I said, with the Speaker of the House of Parliament in the United Kingdom. In the case of the meeting with the British MP, and I would have also attended the ceremonial opening of the British Parliament. In the case of the British MP, the discussions focused around continued bilateral cooperation between the United Kingdom and Grenada. As you may be aware, we were able to salvage some of the UK SIF funds to do the Southern Wastewater Management Project, which aims at replacing new pipes throughout the southern part of St. George's, starting from the Sendell Tunnel all the way through Grandlands, Point Saline. We also were discussing the issue of Grenada's CBI program. As you are aware, Dominica, for example, has had visa restrictions imposed on its citizens. We have been in constant and dedicated communication with the British Home Office, with the resident British High Commissioner here and in Barbados, about Grenada's CBI program, about any issues that they may have with it, so that we can address it, because we obviously want to safeguard and make sure that no visa restrictions are imposed on Grenada citizens, both from a UK perspective and from a Europe perspective. I would have then traveled to Dubai to attend a CBI conference, which was hosted by Henley and Partners, and which was specific to promoting Grenada's CBI program. As part of the engagement in Dubai, I would have also met with some Grenadian diaspora, and I'm saying Grenadian diaspora, that is persons who've actually become citizens of Grenada through the CBI diaspora program, to engage in a number of discussions, particularly as it relates to financing of projects and other charitable donations in Grenada. So since you've asked in this setting, I'm giving it, but we will obviously give formal notice. So for example, we were able to ensure that while I was present in Dubai, that we signed a memorandum of understanding between NULO and a Grenadian citizen who's agreed to contribute $3 million to the expansion of NULO. There are other Grenadians there who have agreed also, and in fact, one person has already made their contribution, Mr. Colin Bishop, who is a Grenadian doing CBI business in Dubai, $10,000 to the hospital in Maribo. We also met with investment bankers and have explored the possibility of their financing and arranging the financing for the Grenlec renewable solar projects. Those projects primarily involved anywhere between 17 to 21 megawatts of solar energy from 3 main sites at the airport and a potential fourth site at Pearls in St Andrew. We have since gotten to the point where we've signed a non-disclosure agreement with the investment bankers. We expect them to travel to Grenada by the end of the month to, in fact, begin discussions with Grenada officials to see how we can finance the projects. So those are some of the activities and initiatives that we embarked upon while we were away. The purpose for this press conference was not to address this, because the Minister of Finance also would have traveled when we traveled to the UK. Both himself and the Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation have also traveled to South Korea. And I've had extensive discussions with the South Koreans. We even had a visit from the second vice premier of South Korea who visited Grenada recently. So we certainly will call a further news conference to update the public on our travels and to update the public on the specific reasons for traveling, as well as to the benefits that we are bringing home arising from those travels. So certainly, I think after the conclusion of the Saudi CARICOM summit, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and myself will hold a press conference to provide further updates to the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamlet. And
Right. So you heard it there from our beloved Prime Minister. So you see, the NNP supporters, they are angry because our beloved Prime Minister is able to go out there and get stuff for this country. The previous Prime Minister was a joke. People didn't want to be around him. They're angry. The NNP, they're bitter, they're angry. Listen to what our beloved Prime Minister said there. He went to the UK. He met with our Grenadian brothers and sisters at the gala, that gala event. 600 and something people attended. He also met with the, officials of the government. Because remember, under the NNP, we almost lost the entire grant funding for Grenada. We almost lost that. It was about 80 million EC. But with the good negotiating skills of our beloved Prime Minister, we were able to get back just about 70, almost 70 or so million EC, because the NNP did not utilize that grant and they lost that. But we were able to get back almost 70 million EC towards the water expansion project and so on from St. George or St. George's all the way down to Point Saline, somewhere down that side, or the whole sewer issue and so on that they have in the town. He said after that, they traveled to Dubai and he went there for the CBI conference. Well, let me go back a little. In the UK, remember, the United Kingdom slapped some visa restriction on Dominica. So he was in the UK also to, speak to the government so that they will not slap visa restriction on us here in Grenada. Right? So again, that's a very good thing. To speak to them to see what are the possibilities. Then you have the Dubai trip. So you went on to Dubai. CBI again, because remember, we depend on the CBI program where millions of dollars is coming in to build hospitals, schools, clinics, roads, pay salaries, and so on. After that, he spoke of the $3 million he was able to get from someone with citizenship in Dubai towards NULO's expansion. Yeah, the New Life organization. $3 million. That's about 6-7 million EC for Nulo. He spoke about Colin Bishop giving a $10,000 towards the Maribor Hospital. That's 27,000 EC. He spoke about meeting with investment bankers and so on. That, look, and that particular press conference was not for that. They will have a press conference, sir. The NDC, our beloved Prime Minister, will have a press conference to highlight all the achievements, the gains with all the traveling that they are doing. He's going to highlight it. He's going to tell you about the gains, and not just him, but what the Honorable Andy Williams and the others were able to achieve when they traveled. I could tell you, I know of the many things that they were able to achieve. I have first-hand information on that, right? So the NNP need to stop their bad behavior. They're coming across as troublemakers. They're coming across as disruptors. They're coming across as obstructors. They're coming across as mischief makers. And I hope our Grenadian people are understanding what they're trying to do. They're trying to undermine what we are enjoying. Grenadians are becoming more and more prosperous. Grenadians are becoming better able to fend and take care of themselves, expanding their little businesses, doing stuff on their own. That is what we want, to empower our people, to give our people the resources necessary to create their own employment and own opportunities. So the NNP, they're bitter. So they would complain. The same cadre of callers will call tomorrow on the Political Cause and complain about something else, and complain and complain and complain. They have no suggestions, no good recommendations, no nothing towards the betterment of this country. They were there for 20-something years. The NDC now has to fix all their mess, and they want the NDC to do it in 1 year or 2 years. Yeah. But Grenadians are wiser. Grenadians are smarter. That is why when they have their press conference, people are not even glued to listen to what they have to say. Amazingly, you just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. When our beloved Prime Minister had that press conference, thousands of people viewing. But when the NNP, they could hardly get 200 people or 300 people viewing them on Facebook or YouTube. Don't even talk about that. I'm telling you, 2 reporters went to the press conference. And who? The usual suspects. But I'm saying people are not interested in these people anymore. They're outdated. They're black and white television. They're Blackberries, right? They're the blue soap phone. They're analog. Look at the whole bunch. They're not able to attract young people to their team. They're not able to attract nothing towards, look, NDC, any event or activity the NDC organize, very successful. In Grenada, outside of Grenada. Just check it out. New York, there's a gala, massive turnout. Canada, there's a gala, massive turnout. Florida, there's a gala, massive turnout. Here in Grenada, was a gala at the Radisson Crown Ballroom, massive turnout. In the United Kingdom, a gala, massive turnout. Every event, massive. Look, for example, I have an event on for the 9th of February. Almost sold out already. Because people know what's good. People want to associate with what's good. People don't have time for the NNP and their stupidness. They had some kind of oil down thing, and few people, you wonder what's going down. You know? They had a little thing in Gov, some fun day thing. So few people not interested in these folks. They're not. They're old-timeish. They're outdated. They're not relevant anymore. Remember that song, Uncle Still Relevant? Well, no, Grandpa is not relevant. It's over for them. And you can see it every single day. People are more attracted to visionaries, to people who are progressive, who want good for you, who want you to prosper and better, advance, but to get better in your life. You go around any event of the NDC or the government, young people, middle-aged people, elderly folks, yes, but you have a lot of young people coming and being a part of the transformation and everything that's happening. So the NNP, what they blind? They can't see what's going on. NNP cannot attract young people towards their party. People not even interested in them. Nothing is happening for them. But they want to be relevant. And they're not able to. They're attacking me. They're attacking Tevin. They're attacking the prime minister. They're attacking ministers. They're attacking everybody. Those NNP surrogates, goons, and pundits. Just attack. And they're not getting anywhere with it. You're not. And while I'm on that, I want to again say to the folks out there, remember the event on the 9th of February. I still have some tickets left. In fact, I have 17 tickets left for $300. So remember I told you the 400 tickets, early bird tickets, that's gone, that's done. It's finished, 400 tickets. The 50 tickets that I printed for $300, we have only 17 remaining in that, only 17. And then I have another 50 tickets for $350. So you can buy out the tickets. You can send me a WhatsApp message indicating, you want a ticket or drop it for you or whatever. I will do that. So remember, it's 300 EC. I want to encourage you to buy the tickets out. Don't wait too late, right? Don't wait when it's too late, because if the 300 finish, once that finishes, then we move to the 350. All right? So far, so good. Remember, it's at the Krong Ballroom, the Radisson Hotel Krong Ballroom. It starts at 7 p.m. and we go until 12. We go until 12 midnight. It's a cocktail reception and entertainment. So you're not going to get food like it's a dinner. It's not a dinner. So you're going to get sides, right? Sides, finger food, sides, and a lot of drinks. So you're going to drink the night away if you want to and have a nice time, dance, and it's a mix of genre, mix of artists. It's not just one set of thing. So we have Solid the band. I mean, they would play a whole set of, different music and so on. It's a live band. All right? Then you have Still Pan. You'll get a little tenor pan. Marcus Smith. You'll get some spoken word poetry as you enter and so on, as you mix and mingle. And then you would have two DJs, Selector Beast, one of the best DJ in Grenada, DJ Karim, also one of the better DJs in Grenada. They would play their music 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out. They would do their thing. And we also have two unique artists. We have Lyndon Langdon, saxophone, really, really good. And we have Donnell Best, the violinist and songwriter, singer. The guy is good. He is good. And he's coming. He will be there. Look, I am really excited because I say to a friend, if you miss this, blame yourself. All right? Blame yourself. So we have tickets. So he will be in concert. He will be, at the cocktail reception.
Inakaniba, liba, ooh, we are Grenadians, so are you. I love spice, where everything is nice. Grenada, may God bless you. Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home. What better place to rest my weary bones than in this beautiful island, where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something else to remind me. of this beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. Island in the sun, 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 island in the sun. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a song that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. It's the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a song that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. It's the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home. So sweet Grenada, this is home.
So that's Donnell Best there. So he will be at my event performing for about 45 minutes. So you can't miss this. You just can't. This is big. He's multi-talented. I told you so. So he can sing, he can write, he can arrange. He knows music because he went to one of the better colleges in the world for music, the Berkeley College of Music. He is good. All right. He's good with the violin. He can make the violin speak, can talk. He is really good. So he will be coming. Lyndon Langdon too, that's the saxophonist. I mean, he's good also. So we have a good mix at that event. You know the beautiful thing about my event? The only place I am promoting that event is here. There are people who have in events and they run those ads and so on all different radio stations and so I'm not doing that. When I have my events, I promote it only here, only on my program, nowhere else. Right? Social media, yes, because I'm on social media, and here. So people get to discover it and buy the tickets and so on and do everything from here. It's amazing. Very few people could do that in Grenada. All right? Very few people. So the mere fact that it's almost sold out, it speaks volumes. And every event, all that I organize and plan, always successful, very, very successful. So I want to encourage you. I still have some tickets. So I have 17 tickets for $300 still. So if you want to come, if you want to be there, you can purchase that. It's 300 EC for one. And then I have 50 tickets for $350. So I want to urge you, if you have friends, colleagues, you want to be a part of that. And there are folks out there who can sponsor a ticket. So you may not be able to come to be at the event. It's a good opportunity for you to sponsor a couple tickets. Once you sponsor the couple tickets, I will give friends and colleagues who are custom coming to the events and so on. Maybe they cannot afford to buy the ticket. So I want to encourage you, right? So Sponsor a ticket, 300 EC, right? Sponsor 2 tickets. You might be in the diaspora, you might be here in Grenada, you might be in Carriacou, you might be in PT Martinique. Sponsor a ticket or 2 to make the event successful so that all the tickets will be sold out. All right? You can do that, just as you did with the first event. A lot of people who couldn't make it, who couldn't come, but they were gracious enough to sponsor a ticket or 2. So I want to encourage you to do that. Some people have already done that. So I want to encourage you to do that if you have not yet done it. Sponsor a ticket or 2 or 3 or 4 towards making this a success. All right? Nice. So I want to, at this point, promote some other stuff because the NDC Women's Arm in New York, they have the event coming up. I want to promote that too. And the Women's Arm here, they have an event coming up too. All right, so let me start with the Women's Arm in New York.
Attention, attention, calling all Grenadians in the Brooklyn and New York City area. The NDC New York Chapter's Women's Group invites you to a big fundraising bonanza bake sale on November 18th. Join us at the Elegant Nutmeg House on Flatbush Avenue, Corner Avenue D from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Indulge in fried bakes and fish cakes, coconut drops, ginger beer, cheese straws, milk fudges, sweet potato pudding, and a whole lot more. And don't forget to bring a toy with you to light up a child's Christmas. Visit ndcnewyorkchapter.com for more details. Your support will make a big difference. Call 646-886-1092 or 973-462-0596 for more information and to donate. Get involved today.
Right, so that's the Women's Arm of the NDC in New York. All right, and then the Women's Arm here in Grenada, they have a dinner, a Christmas dinner on December the 15th at the Spice Basket. Price, 100 EC, $100 for a single or a person, and for a couple, it's $180. All right, if you want tickets, call 449-5872 or 419-5177. You can also visit www.ndcgrenada.org. All right, so check them out for tickets for that event. Then you have St. Andrew Northwest Constituency Branch. They're having a Christmas dinner on December the 7th at 7 p.m. And it's 100 EC, $100 at Papa D's Maribou St. Andrew. All right. The St. Andrew Northeast Constituency Branch, they're having a seniors gala, and it's reserved for 60 years and up, and for residents of St. Andrew Northeast. It's Sunday, the 10th of December, 2023, time 5 p.m. Venue or location, Bel Air Government School, free drinks, food, entry, entertainment, transportation, and so on. So call them on 449-4701 to make arrangements. If you have a father or mother who will fall directly into that category, please give them a buzz. All right. Then you have my good partner, Osbert Charles. Osbert and his team there, they're having a barbecue luncheon at the Ladi Community Center starting at 12 noon on December the 2nd. December the 2nd, that's the same day I will be going up to New York. All right. Tickets, well, it's $20 for a ticket. And, barbecue, chicken, pork, fish, just name it. It's a luncheon, and it will be at the Ladi Community Center. So please, if you want more information, call 456-4087. All right? Nice. And then Pamela Dolphus. I know you're having some event there. Pamela Dolphus. All right? Hey, Kim, don't forget, right, so they have a breakfast. They have a breakfast on Saturday coming at Snow Corner. That's the Bolio Village Council. They're having a breakfast at Snow Corner starting at 6 a.m. And then they have Christmas extravaganza, Spice Basket, Courtyard area starting at 4 p.m. That's on Sunday, the 17th of December. Sunday the 17th of December. All right, so the Royal Grenada Police Force band will be there, churches, schools, and other artists. Eats and drinks on sale. And it's all for the children. They normally give out toys and other things for the children. It's a kind of annual thing. Okay, nice. Let me see here again. All right, nice. So that's about it for promo so far. Right. If I miss out anything, you can tell me. Send it to me and I will promote it for you. The NDC, right? So it's NDC events. Then I'm going to New York.
Attention, Grenadians in the diaspora. Get ready for an electrifying evening with the one and only Kem Jones, the dynamic talk show host and political activist. On Saturday, December 2nd, Kem Jones will be in Brooklyn, taking the stage at the prestigious Nutmeg House on 1215 Flatbush Avenue. Brace yourself for an evening filled with straight talk, thought-provoking discussions, and a dash of Grenadian spice. Kem Jones is known for his no-nonsense approach and his unwavering dedication to the Grenadian community. This is your chance to hear his powerful voice firsthand. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to engage with a true Grenadian talk show icon. Tickets are available now for a donation of $40. Secure your spot today and be part of an unforgettable evening that will leave you inspired and empowered. Visit rightby.com or call 718-701-6720, 347-489-1424 or WhatsApp 473-415-4817. See you on Saturday, December 2nd at the Nutmeg House on Flatbush Avenue.
Right. Good. So again, folks, remember I'm coming to Brooklyn on the 2nd of December. All right, the 2nd of December. Also saying CARICOM Energy Month, Kilo Walk November the 17th at 4:30 p.m. St. George, right, so Old Trafford to Mount Rouge playing field. So don't forget that's on the 17th. So the CARICOM Energy Month, they're having a kilo walk November 17th from 4:30 p.m. St. George, Old Trafford to Mount Rouge playing field. So be a part of that. And it's sponsored by the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, accelerating innovation, driving electrification. All right. If you want more information, call 535-4750. 535-4750. All right. Thanks. Finish yesterday. Okay. Morning, please big up the dental department. Right. So the chief dental officer, she wants to big up the dental department of the Ministry of Health for a good week of activities. Quite a number of things happened during that week, and the week concluded. She wants to thank all the folks who made it happen. Kudos, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, nice. So that's it for promo there. Once the NDC, any branch of the NDC, once you have an event activity, send it to me and I will promote it. I will promote that. I want to say to the supporters of the NDC here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and in the diaspora, do not be caught up with the misinformation, with the propaganda that's coming from the NNP side. You know what I do? Anytime I am on Facebook and I see something negative against the government or any member of the team posted by anybody, I will just unfriend them, and I don't care who the person is. That is why I don't get the chance to see this Mosquito Man rubbish or this James guy, some classroom shit, some kind of nonsense. I don't get a chance to view these things. Or Jenny, Simon, Mess, or I don't get. Anytime it pops up, anybody share it, I just unfriend them from Facebook. Just remove them. Because for me, I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and that's kind of cool for me, right? If they share my stuff, it thousands of people get to see it, right? If you consider me to be a friend, And there are a lot of people who want me to add them as a friend. But I have to unfriend some people to add them, right? And that's how I do it. I don't get caught up with all this rubbish and all this nonsense. Anytime I see anybody post something, so for example, this photo that those NNP surrogates and pundits did with the prime minister, then you have me on that side and Tevin and so on there. The minute I see somebody post that on their feed, I just unfriend them and block them. That's how I do it. And if you do that, it will help you with your sanity. It will help you to remain focused. Because you don't need to be on all platforms or reading all their rubbish. And if people there are folks who send me stuff, and the minute they send me stuff, and I realize what they say, I just block them from my WhatsApp feed. I'm not interested. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to. And even if you consider yourself to be an NDC, the minute you share it and you send it to me, and I realize that, I just block you off. That's how I do. That's how I function. I go to places, the minute I realize those NNP talking rubbish, I just isolate myself from that area. And even if I'm in that area or in that place, I don't want to hear. Like, for example, yesterday I was sitting in front of the bar in town, and this guy who works in Grenada, he's an NNP idiot from Guave, all the rah, 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 tons like, the guy is a lunatic. And he made a statement. I sit in that, I just ignore the guy. So two persons there said, you didn't hear the guy say? I said, I didn't hear him. I don't have time. I don't have tolerance for idiots and stupidity. I don't have time for that. And he felt bad because here is Kem just ignoring him. I don't hear. I don't care about what you have to say, really, when it comes to your nonsense and your rubbish. That is the level of discipline that I have. I don't have time for that. Who has time for that kind of nonsense? I'm not going to utilize my energy and effort. I don't have time for it. So when these people post all their nonsense, the people who follow them are really their people, NNP people. They follow them. So they're not convincing anybody, converting anybody. I get feedback from people every day who used to be supporting NNP and they're out there or in Grenada and they now following my program keenly and they're learning and they're growing and they're developing. They're getting opportunities and so on. That is what you want, right? People who want to come back, and when they come back to Grenada, they want to register, they want to vote, they want to participate. I am focused on that. I'm not interested in all this nonsense. So you have to become so disciplined. Don't help them with their life and their lies. So they have a live program. Don't even go under it. Don't even follow them. Don't help them with their numbers. And that is why people are not helping certain people with their numbers now. And you realize last night, for example, on a particular podcast or show, very few people were under it. When you look at GBN News, very people under it. Very few people under it. MTV, very few people. People are not interested in those negative stuff that come from those different platforms. And we can go on and on and on to all the different platforms, right? So you have to discipline yourself and focus, remain focused. Because I'm consistent. Every time I come on, morning or night, the numbers are way up, right? I'm very consistent where that is concerned. But I'm saying we have to become so disciplined. I don't want to hear bad news about my government or my team. I'm not interested. I'm interested in good news, positive stuff. The opponents, the obstructionists, those on the other side, they want bad news. They're not getting it. So they're concocting stories and making up all kind of stupidness, all kind of rubbish, and spreading it all left, right, and center. And we can be the conduit to take that information and spread it to our people. We don't want that. You have to cut it out, cut it in the bud, nip it in the bud. Right? That is what you got to do. And if you do that, we will forever be controlling the narrative in the country. This thing is simple. Very, very simple. We have to reach to that place where we can control and keep controlling the narrative. So don't worry them. Let they talk their nonsense and let it ignore them. Remain focused. We have a lot to achieve together. All right? Let's just press on, man. So, folks, I want to wish you all the best. Take good care. Peace and love. I'll be back with you tonight. Tonight again in the hub. Tonight again in the hub. Take good care. Peace and love. Bye for now. Bye for now. Bye for now. All right? So I have to wrap it up now. We're out of time.